Kia ora, Carl here. I just wanted to quickly run through a few things in our little humble hothouse for my students at WIT and whoever else is interested in the world. So yeah, we moved to a new place. So this is not our urban farm that most of you know us from. We've moved, but we luckily do have a little hothouse here as well. So just wanted to show you a few things. So um, let's start with the tomatoes. So um, people know about tomato plants and taking off the laterals. So one thing to note when you do that, because it feels like maybe you're going to be losing some um, production, but when you do that, when you take off all the kind of side shoots, all the laterals, the trusses actually get bigger and bigger. So you get more fruit. So you can see we've got some beautiful trusses down here. So these are the Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. So I actually nip off for these lower ones the flowers, otherwise they just keep going, because we're going to lower and lean these. So once they reach this point, we've got the system where we can unravel and lay these on the ground. And actually those stems, tomatoes root from the stems, so as they touch the ground they'll develop more roots. So you actually do the same thing for cucumbers here as well. So you some cucumber, here's one, bring it in here. So you can grow cucumbers up nice and vertical as well. So yeah, you can take off those laterals there, and you can see there's the lateral and then there's the fruit. So that just makes it one long plant. So yeah, we'll grow this one up, and I'll either lower it down, or I can hang it over this and put it back, grow it kind of back down again. But yeah, some beautiful cucumbers. These are a nice Lebanese, smaller type cucumber. Yeah. There's a couple of other interesting things here as well. So we've got a 3-year-old kale plant. I'll try and get it in sight behind me, so you can see that's 3 years old. So each spring it wants to go to seed, so I'll do lots of flowers, and I just cut those off, take them out inside, and we eat those. But yeah, you can see many heads. Unfortunately, there's a white butterfly here, so it's that time of year. So we'll have to use something like a dipel to get the caterpillars off there. You can see they're having a bit of a nibble. I do find that the blue kale, the curly kale, doesn't seem to get as many pests and diseases during summer, and is nice and soft for salads and stuff. But yeah, the Tuscan kale is beautiful. I love it for chopping up and putting on our pizzas and things like that. Yeah, so we've got a courgette in here as well. So I'm going to cut off the bottom leaves below where the fruit is. You can see I've started that already. And as it gets bigger and bigger, I'll grow that vertically up that pole. So yeah, 3 kind of interesting things in our hothouse here. You can see some more of these beautiful long trusses with the tomatoes just starting to go red. So yeah, the plants, I do grow them here year after year. I find the Sweet 100s fairly disease resistant. I give them lots of healthy stuff. So raw milk, put raw milk this year, worm castings. Yeah, and you'll see actually I inherited this hothouse that has a lot of Oxalis in it, but Oxalis actually they found recently actually fixes nitrogen. So, there's always positives and negatives to everything. And because of the crops I grow in here, it doesn't really matter that there's all that oxalis. It does get rust, and my experience, it seems to spread that rust onto any onions and garlics. But I don't really grow onions and garlics in here. So yeah, it's all fine. You can see here over the door, because these plants all need lots of ventilation. So yeah, put this netting so the bumblebees and bees can get in here and pollinate, but the birds can't come in and nick our little cherry tomatoes, which they like doing. But yeah, if we put up a finer mesh to mesh there, I'll spit that out, finer net mesh that would keep the white butterflies out, then the bees and pollinators wouldn't be able to get in, and I'd have to hand pollinate which wouldn't be the end of the world for this scale, but easier not to. So yeah, drip irrigation. Yeah, tomatoes don't like having their leaves wet. Cucumbers actually do like having a little spray every now and again in the morning. Get some of the white fly and stuff like that off, I think. Yeah, and oh, one more thing as well. Some people are curious about overwintering things like chilies and peppers. So these are 2 capsicum plants that have been overwintered. And a bit of an experiment. You can say they have produced a fruit nice and early, but yeah, they're just not healthy. So I think they have got some disease at some point and then that's carried over to this year. So I won't try and do that again. I think I'll plant fresh new plants each year rather than trying to overwinter these. But the chili plant that has been overwintered seems a lot more healthy. So we'll see how that one goes. Yeah, nice to give you a little tour of our hothouse here. My students at WIT, our level 3 horticulture, are just about to graduate, so it's really exciting. I'm really looking forward to next year as well when we've got new intake. I think it's my fourth intake of students through the course. And yeah, if anyone's interested in studying horticulture with me at WIT, get in contact and happy to chat through what it's involved. We've got a level 4 organic course that will run from July and do a whole season of how to grow crops, and then the level 3s a more general horticulture course. So yeah, nice to touch base, and yeah, let me know if you want me to do more videos.